Keep your block close by, your strap close by, and we'll get started today in supine butterfly. Knees fall wide, soles of the feet touch. Venki stops looking at the squirrels. And if you want, you can place one block underneath each knee. Move your feet as far away from your groin as you want to make it comfortable for you to rest. And gently close your eyes. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, let it out. One more time. Deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, try it out, and allow your body to completely relax. Using the blocks underneath your knees for support, simply melt here for a few seconds. Notice all the points where your back, your hips, the skull are touching the mat, and sink deeper into those points. Let's start with some box breathing. Box breathing, also known as Samavritti Pranayama, is equal length breath. So we'll breathe in for 4, hold that breath for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold on empty for 4. So I'll guide you for the first couple of times, and then you'll do it on your own. So we'll do a total of about 8. So let me guide you for the first couple of times, and then you can do it on your own. So exhale all the air out. We'll all sync our breath. So exhaling all the air out now. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue on your own. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Finish your last cycle and return to your natural breath. And remove those blocks from underneath your knees. Take a good morning stretch. Reach your arms overhead. Point your toes. Squeeze those ankles together. Breathe into the front of your body, stretching out your abdomen. Deep inhale here. Exhale, sweep your arms down, bring your knees into your chest and give them a tight squeeze. Rock from side to side. Come back to the center, hug your right knee in, extend your left leg out, long and strong on the mat. Give that right knee a tight squeeze, hugging it into your chest. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, bring your nose to your knee. Inhale, head and shoulders back down. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, head and shoulders back down. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, head and shoulders back down. On the exhale, take a supine twist. Use your left hand to bring the right knee over to the left. Extend your right arm out, gaze to the right. Allow your right shoulder to weigh heavily towards the mat. It may not touch, but make sure you're trying to weigh it heavily towards the mat. Your chest is pointing up. Twisting from your lumbar spine. Where do you feel the stretch? Breathe into it. Slowly come back to the center. Give your right knee a tight squeeze again. And take a half happy baby. Grabbing the pinky side of the foot. Use your left hand on your left hip to keep it down. Sole of the right foot is parallel to the ceiling. You're gently pressing that knee down towards the outside of your armpit. Now drop your right foot down and bring that left ankle on top of your right knee. Press the left knee away from you. And maybe this is here you want to stay. Some days I just feel a good enough stretch here, so I just stay here. If you want more, you can thread the needle through the keyhole between your legs and bring your right knee in towards your chest. Keep your left foot flexed. Your right foot can relax. You can roll it out. Do whatever you want with that right leg. And then go ahead and drop, keep that left ankle on top of your right knee and drop that right foot down. Slide the left leg over the right leg, like you're a lady sitting in a chair with your legs crossed. Use your right hand now to bring both knees over to the right. Extend your left arm out, supine twist on the other side. You're twisting your lumbar spine from side to side. Getting some spinal mobility going today. Slowly come back to the center. Release both feet on the mat. Take them as wide as your mat and drop your knees from side to side. Maybe extending your arms out. Getting some mobility in your hips here and releasing your low back. Now go ahead and extend your right leg out. Hug your left knee into your chest. Give it a tight squeeze. Should feel a good stretch in your glute and hamstring. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, head and shoulders back down. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, head and shoulders back down. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, head and shoulders back down. On the exhale, take the supine twist. Use your right hand to bring the left knee over to the right. And then extend your left arm out, gaze to the left. Allowing that left shoulder to weigh heavily towards the mat. Breathing into the left outer hip, if that's where you feel the stretch, maybe you don't feel the stretch there. They're all tight in different places. And maybe you feel it more in your lumbar spine. Slowly come back to the center. And let's take half happy baby. Grabbing the sole of the left foot on the pinky side of the foot. And bringing the sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling. We keep your right hand on your right hip. Gently pressing that knee to the outside of your left armpit. Go ahead and drop that left foot down. Bring the right ankle on top of your left knee and press the right knee away from you. Stay here. Maybe for a few breaths, you might want to stay here before you thread the needle. Bring that left knee in towards you, keeping that right foot flexed and active. Maybe roll out your left ankle, release it. How does this side feel compared to the previous side? Where do you feel the stretch? Dropping that left foot to the floor, slide your right leg over your left leg, like you're a lady sitting in your chair with your legs crossed. Use your left hand to bring both knees over to the left. Extend your arm out, right arm out to the right, and turn your gaze to the right. Supine twist. Again, you're trying to weigh your right shoulder towards the mat, facing the chest up. And slowly come back to the center. Drop that foot down, grab behind your thighs, and now rock up and down, massaging the entire length of your spine. Dropping your toes behind you, tapping your toes out to the front. And after you've done a few rounds of this, cross your ankles, roll forward, tabletop. Spread your fingers wide, index finger is pointing forward, knees underneath your hips. Let's take a few cat cows. Inhale as you drop your belly, arch your back, lift your gaze up, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Exhale as you press the mat away, round your back like crazy and gaze at your belly button. Exaggerating the movement, inhale, lift your tail, drop your belly, squeeze your shoulder blades, and then lift your head up. Exhale, tuck your tail in first, pressing your low back, mid back, shoulders spread apart, gaze to your belly button. Initiating the movement from your tail, mindfully moving and pausing where you need to. Do 3 more rounds with your own breath. Maybe it's a lot slower than mine. Maybe you want to take faster cat cows. You do you, and I'll do me. And then after you've done 3 rounds, and wherever you are, let's move our hands 1 palm print forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Keeping a bend in your knees, bring your belly to your thighs, push the mat away, push, 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 bringing your belly to your thighs. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, go ahead and straighten your knees, heels towards the floor, they may not touch. Inhale, bend your knees, belly to thighs. Exhale, drop your heels, straighten those knees. Inhale, bend your knees, belly to thigh. Exhale, go ahead and straighten those legs, allowing your heels to drop. Last time, inhale, bend your knees. This time, straighten just your left leg, keeping your right knee bent. Press your left heel towards the mat. Now change sides, bend your left knee and drop your right heel towards the mat. Keep changing sides, pedaling out your legs. Keep pressing the mat away. Notice where you feel the stretch. Awakening the backs of your legs. And then bend both knees 1 more time and walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Taking ragdoll at the back of your mat. Grab opposite elbows and hang heavy. Maybe sway from side to side. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. And then release your fingertips down to the mat. Bend your knees a lot. On your next inhale, slowly roll it up to standing. 1 vertebrae at a time, stacking on top of each other. Your head and shoulders come up last. Half sun salutations. Inhale as you sweep your arms all the way up to the sky, palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, big sweep of the arms, swan dive forward, and grab behind your legs, pull yourself down. Inhale, slide your hands up your shin as you reach the crown of the head, forward L shape. Exhale, forward fold 1 more time, sliding the hands down the backs of your legs. Press your feet down. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, sweeping your arms, big sweep of the arms, all the way up to the sky, palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, swan dive it 1 more time, sweeping your arms forward and folding down, grabbing behind your legs, pulling your head and shoulders down. Inhale, half lift, L shape. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, press your feet down, come all the way up to standing, reverse swan dive in your arms, up to the sky, palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, last time, swan dive it forward, hinge at your hips, fold it down, grabbing behind your thighs. Inhale, half lift, reach the crown of the head forward. On the exhale, plant your hands, walk forward, plank pose, 1 palm print at a time. Coming to a strong plank, make sure you move your feet back a little bit if your heels are not stacked on top of your toes. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale it out. 1 more time, deep inhale, press the mat away. Exhale, drop your knees, your chin, your chest, come down to your belly. Squeeze your elbows in by your ribs. Untuck your toes, release the tops of the feet down, pressing the big toe into the mat. Hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale to cobra pose. Again, pin your elbows by your ribs. Exhale, forehead comes to mat. Inhale, go ahead and lift your head up. Look over your right shoulder. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, come up, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, forehead comes to mat. Release all the way down. We're going to do some quad stretches and scorpions to warm up our quads. So stack one forearm, your right forearm on top of the left forearm first. Rest your forehead on your forearm and wiggle your hips out. And just to release a little bit from that cobra pose. Now leave your right forearm parallel to the front of the mat. Reach your left hand behind and grab your left foot and squeeze it in towards your bum. Getting that quad stretch here. Feeling as much of your thigh as possible from the mat. We'll do some gentle bow pose as well to stretch out those quads. Breathe here. Breathe into those quads. Where do you feel the stretch? You feel it in your low back, maybe. Rest a little bit more on your belly. And slowly, gently release that foot. Reach your left arm out. Right fingers underneath your right shoulder. You're going to stack your right hip over your left hip, rolling over to the left. You're getting a shoulder. You're crushing your left shoulder here now. If you want a little bit more, pick up that top foot, the right foot, and drop it behind you, opening your hip up. Breathe here. Use your right fingers to twist a little bit deeper. Play around with where you place your left arm to get the maximum stretch. You should feel like a really good stretch on your left shoulder, but it shouldn't hurt. Like there shouldn't be any like pinching. And slowly release. Come back onto your belly. One more time. One forearm on top of the other, forehead on your forearms, wiggle your hips out. And let's go on to the other side, left forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat. Use your right arm to bring your right foot into your bum. Breathe into that stretch that you feel. Maybe adjusting the position a little bit so that you can peel your thigh off a little bit more from the mat. The thigh is not actually coming up, just stretching the skin of the thigh, your quad. Your hip flexors and quads are kind of connected. So we'll do a little bit of stretching on our hip flexors as well. Go ahead and release that right foot. Extend your right arm out. Use your left fingers underneath your left shoulder and use that to twist over to the right, stacking your left hip on top of your right hip. Adjust the position of your arm so that you can feel a good stretch on your right shoulder. And maybe this is where you stopped last time. If you want more, you can pick up that top foot, which is your left foot now, and drop it behind you. Working on a hip opening here as well. Breathe into it. Make sure there's no pinching. This is a pretty intense stretch on your shoulder if you make it so, but it shouldn't hurt. We're all hunched over all the time, so this kind of like opens up our shoulder. And slowly roll back. Hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes in and lift up. Send your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Maybe your legs feel a little bit looser now, or maybe you still want to do some pedaling out of your legs. Go ahead and do that. Take your feet as wide as your mat and sway your hips from side to side like an elephant, bending one knee and the other. And then bring your feet back into hip distance. Bend your knees a lot, look up to the top and slowly walk up to the top between your hands. Hands slide up your shins. Inhale, half lift, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way to the top. Palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, palms to heart center. And down by your side. We'll do Surya Namaskara. See, just to get our hip flexors. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, hinge at the hip, fold it down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. On the exhale, plant your hands, take your left leg back into a long, long lunge. Drop your left knee down. And slowly, one hand at a time, comes to your knee. Push that knee and come up to a tall Anjaneyasana first. And then reach those fingertips up to the sky. Breathe into the left hip flexor. If you have a blanket, use it underneath your knee. Hands come to heart center. And then drop down to the mat. Straighten your right knee. Flex those toes up towards the sky. Inhale as you reach your heart forward, maybe one block underneath your hand, two blocks, one block underneath each hand. Exhale, fold it down. Maybe you want to keep your spine straight, or maybe you want to round your back. Forehead knee, breathe. Breathe into that right hamstring. Inhale, drop that right foot slowly, come back up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant your hands down, take it back, plank pose. Take a deep inhale and plank. Exhale, drop your knees, your chest, your chin, Ashtanga Pranam, squeeze your elbows in. Untuck your toes. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Exhale, forehead to mat. Now bring your fingertips to the edges of the mat or outside your mat. Inhale, lift up into Cobra pose. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, slowly lower down, elbows flare out. Exhale, come up, look over your left shoulder. Slowly release. Inhale, come up into a tabletop. Exhale, send your hips back, lift it up, downward facing dog pose. Finding stillness in your downward facing dog. Take 5 deep breaths. On your next inhale, look up to the top and step your left foot to the front, in between your hands, and drop your right knee down. Inhale, one hand at a time comes to your left knee and press yourself up tall, Anjaneyasana. Reach your fingertips up. Breathe into the right hip flexor this time. Relax your shoulders down, maybe taking your arms wider if you want. Focusing on your hip flexor here. You can even leave your hands on your knees, it doesn't matter. Hands come to heart center, drop them down to the floor or onto blocks. Straighten your left knee, left toes point up to the sky. You're going to dig your left heel into the mat and draw your heart forward towards your left toes. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, go ahead and fold over that leg. Maybe you want to round your back, bring your forehead to your knee. Or maybe you feel a better stretch if you extend your spine forward. Breathe into that left hamstring. Ardha Hanuman half split. Slowly rock forward, planting that left foot down. Reach your fingertips up. Inhale to Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down. Take it back, plank pose. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Taking a cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Fingertips to the edges of your mat. Inhale, up, look over your right shoulder. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, up, look over your left shoulder, oscillating cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, press it up into a tabletop, tuck your toes in. Exhale, send your hips back, lift it up, downward facing dog pose. Bend your knees a lot. Right away, we walk up to the top of the mat to do the other side. Inhale, half lift, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, press your feet down and come all the way up to standing. Reach your fingertips up. Exhale, palms to heart center. And down by your side. Let's go over to the other side, leading with our right leg this time. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, hinge with the hips, fold it down, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Listen, on the exhale, plant your hands, take your right leg back into a long, long lunge. Drop your back knee, one hand at a time comes to your left knee. Press your knee away as you come up tall. And then if you feel the stretch is good enough, you can reach your fingertips up to the sky. Breathe again into your right hip flexor. Hands come to heart center. Drop your hands down, straighten that front leg. Ardha Hanuman half split, pointing the left toes up to the sky. Inhale as you reach your heart forward. Dig that heel and as exhale and fold over that leg. Keep drawing that heel towards you, left heel towards your face. Keeping that engagement in the back of the leg to protect your knee. Slowly come back up to Anjaneyasana. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, plant your hands down, take it back, plank pose. Inhale and plank. Exhale, drop it down, knees, chest, chin, all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Exhale, forehead to mat, oscillating cobra, fingertips to the outsides of the mat like a spider fingers. Inhale, lift up, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, come up, look over your right shoulder. Exhale, forehead to mat. Hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, pick it up, tuck your toes, tabletop. Exhale, send your hips back and up, downward facing dog pose. 5 deep breaths here. Bend your knees a lot. Look up to the top. Step or walk between your hands. Inhale and half lift. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold it down. Sorry, I forgot to do the other side. So let's go back to downward facing dog. Leading with your right foot now. On your next inhale, step your right foot through between your hands. Drop your back knee and come up to Anjaneyasana. Maybe one hand at a time comes to your knee. You press the flesh away from your thigh, away from your hip crease towards your knee, and then you reach your fingertips up. It just intensifies the stretch. Try that out. Moving the flesh from your hip crease towards your knee and then releasing into that stretch. Keep engaging through your core like you're wearing a corset, right? So you're not dumping weight into the back, but you're wearing a corset, keeping your core engaged so that you can protect your low back here. Drop your hands down, straighten your front leg. Dig your right heel into the mat this time. Take a deep inhale as you reach your heart forward, toes up to the sky. Exhale, fold it over that right leg. Digging that right heel in, keeping the back of the leg engaged, which means you're trying to draw an imaginary line towards your face with that heel. Slowly come back up, Anjaneyasana. Reach your fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, drop your hands down. Take it back to plank pose. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, drop your knees, your chin, your chest, Ashtanga Pranam. Come all the way down to your belly, untuck your toes, and let's do bow pose. We have done quite a few back bends, so the back is warm enough, but take it easy, take it slow. So coming onto your belly, bend your knees, grab a hold of your ankles or your feet. We're going to do one step at a time. So on the inhale, we'll lift our chest up. On the exhale, we'll kick our feet into our hand and lift our thighs up off the mat, getting the quad stretch. Inhale, feel your heart up off the mat. Exhale, kick your feet into your hand and lift your thighs up. Notice a stretch in your thighs. Breathe here. Take it up as slow as you want, as high as you want, as low as you want. Your choice. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good shoulder stretch as well. Go ahead and windshield wiper your legs from side to side. This time we're going to do just a single-legged bow pose. So extend your right leg out and leave it down on the mat. Grab a hold of your left ankle with your left hand. Reach your right arm out as well. On your next inhale, kick your right foot into your hand, coming up. Kind of like a half salabhasana. It's like a half bow. Hold it here. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Windshield wiper your legs out. And let's extend our left leg out and the left arm out as well. Grab a hold of your right foot with your right hand. And then on your next inhale, kick that foot into that hand and come up. Hold it here. You can use your left fingers on the floor for support and breathe for 5. Where do you feel the stretch? You should feel it in the front of your hip flexor and quad here on the right. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Wiggle your hips out one more time to release your low back. And go ahead and release your feet down. Inhale, come up into a tabletop. Tuck your toes in. Exhale, send your hips back, lift it up, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale it out. Bend your knees, look up to the top, step or walk up to the top. Inhale, half lift, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, palms come to heart center. And down by your side, standing quad stretch. And take it all the way to Natarajasana, or just keep it low, balancing pose as well. So root down with your left foot. Right hand reaches back to grab the thumb, big toe side of the foot, the inside edge of the foot rather. And then go ahead and kick that foot into your hand, lift up, taking a really gentle Natarajasana, noticing the stretch in your hip. Keep your heart lifted like you're in a cobra pose, just like we did Dhanurasana on the mat, right? There's a lot of back bending here, in addition to the quad stretch. So you don't want to look down, you want to reach your heart up, reach your fingers forward. Take 2 more breaths here. And slowly release. Take it out. Let's do Natarajasana, other side. Rooting down with your right foot. Bend your left knee, grab a hold of the inside of the foot, inside edge of the foot, or the big toe side of the foot. Kick that foot into that hand, reach your arm forward. Looks like a back bend here. As you reach your heart up, hold it here and breathe. And slowly release. Take it out. And let's squat down, regular chair pose. So instead of big toes touching heels apart, we're just going to take chair pose with our feet hip distance apart. Reach, send your hips back and reach your arms forward. And keep your palms at your heart center, option 1. Keep sending your hips back, look down. You should be able to see your your toes. You can reach your arms up, reach your arms wide. If you feel like your shoulders are shrugging up, hold it here, building that strength in your quads. Take it lower. Take it lower. Don't dip your heart down. Keep your heart lifted. Breathe. Don't look down. Look up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come all the way down. Sit onto your bum. Allow your knees to fall wide. Soles of the feet touch. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Grab the soles of your feet and flap out your wings. Now you're going to use your left hand to press your left knee down as you extend your right leg out. You can grab a hold of your shin, your ankle, or your foot. It doesn't matter. Bring the sole of the left foot into the right thigh. Inhale as you lift your heart up. Keep pressing your left knee down. Exhale, fold it over that leg. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, fold it down. Dhanusasana with that hip opening. Breathe. Inhale one more time. Lift up, look up, elongate your spine. Exhale it here. And then release. Come back to your butterfly. Grab the soles of your feet. Flap out your wings. Use your right hand to press your right knee down. Your left hand grabs a hold of your foot, your ankle, or your shin and extends the left leg out. Sole of the right foot comes inside your left leg. Keep pressing your right knee down with your right hand. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Reach your heart forward, fold. One more time. Inhale, lift up, look up. Elongate your spine. Exhale, fold it down. Keep your elbow inside. Don't let it flare out, but keep your elbow tucked in towards your leg. Maybe it's touching your leg. Maybe it's a little higher. It's okay. Breathe here. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine. Exhale it here. And then release. Come back to your butterfly. Take a deep inhale as you sit up really tall. Exhale. Press your elbows on your knees as you lean forward. Breathe here. Breathing here, leaning forward with a straight spine. Keep pressing your knees down. Take another deep inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and round your forehead towards your toes. Inhale, slowly come up, grab your strap, and come all the way down onto your mat. We'll do a PNF stretching. Before we take our Shavasana, we can take a supported bridge pose, supported fish pose, anything you like, or legs up the wall. So extend your left leg out, or plant that left foot on the mat. Maybe planting the left foot on the mat makes it a little bit easier. We did a lot of hip flexor stretching, so maybe you just want to plant that left foot on the mat. If you want to, you can also extend it out, your choice. So for the PNF stretching, you're going to loop the strap on the arch of your foot, and you're going to push that foot down towards the floor in front of you for a count of 10, and then relax that foot and allow it to fall towards your face. So using only 30% of effort or energy. So don't push against the strap too hard. So using maybe 30% of your energy. Let's all start here. Push the strap to push the heel towards the floor in front of you for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Allow that leg to fall towards your face, letting gravity do the work to stretch your hamstring. So we're doing the opposite of what we want to do to release that muscle. Breathe here. I'm going to do 2 more times like this. So this is called PNF, or proprioceptic neuromuscular facilitation. Proprioception. Proprioception just means that you're aware of the presence of your body wherever it is in space. Like, for example, if you have your eyes closed and like in the shower, you have your eyes closed and you're kind of like turning around. Sometimes you have no clue which way you're facing. Sometimes you don't know where which way your hips are facing. So that awareness is called proprioception. One more time here, we're going to press against towards the floor, against the strap. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Allow that foot to fall towards your face one more time. For example, in tree pose, if you close your eyes, you kind of tend to fall out of the pose because you cannot find your balance. That awareness of where your body is in space helps us when we are hiking, helps us in normal day-to-day life. We're going to go over to the other side because I kind of like killed time by talking. Release the strap. Plant the right foot down. Maybe you extend it. It's up to you. Loop the strap on your left foot and extend that left leg up. So for a normal hamstring stretch, you would just simply use the strap to help you allow that leg to fall towards your face. You're going to do the opposite now. So press that heel towards the floor in front of you with 30% effort, not too much like pushing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, relax. You don't need to do any pulling here, just allowing gravity to let that leg fall towards your face. One more time, we're going to do the same thing. So pressing the heel towards the floor with 30% effort, do it here, hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and relax. Each time the foot will fall a little bit closer towards your face. And breathe into your hamstring. You can also do this by having your partner stand in front of you and hold their palm up towards your heel, and you press their palm against their palm with 30% effort for a count of 10, and then release. And release. Take the strap, set it aside, take your feet as wide as your mat, windshield wiper your legs from side to side. And go ahead and release, taking your Shavasana, any Shavasana you feel like taking, extending your arms out, legs out, arms wide, palms facing up. Maybe you take a supported bridge because we did a lot of hip flexor quad stretching. The supported bridge might feel good, so block underneath your hips, extending your legs out. Release your shoulders, maybe cactus your arms. Notice if you're holding anything up. Make sure your hips are completely sinking into the block if you have a block underneath your hips. You have the tendency, at least I have the tendency, to hold my hips up, like squeeze my hips up unnecessarily. So let it relax. This is your Shavasana. I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. Maybe I'll work it up to Shavasana up to 3 minutes next time. Slowly start waking yourself up by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe rolling your head from side to side, rotating your ankles out. And slowly bring your feet flat on the mat, knees face up. Press your feet down to lift your hips up. Remove the block if you have it. And then roll over to your favorite side in a fetal position. Staying here for a breath or two. Thinking of one thing that you're grateful for. And press yourself up to a seat using your top arm. We'll end class with one Om. Unmute yourself.